Hello, hello. We are now going to connect our Mailgun account. Mailgun is the program that will directly integrate with HighLevel to allow you to send all of your emails through the system. There are several different steps you'll need to take. So you will want to have your domain host, which could be something like GoDaddy or Domain Cheap or any domain purchasing platform where your domains exist or where you can purchase a new domain. I actually recommend that you just purchase a new domain for this or use one that you're not currently using. It's not really something that's going to be seen by anybody, but it is something that we wouldn't necessarily want to do to your existing domain because we're going to be changing some of the DNS settings, adding some DNS settings, and that just has the potential to cause conflicts with your existing website if anything is done incorrectly. So I think that the best option is to buy a brand new domain or use an existing domain that you own that's not in use. So we are going to go ahead and get started by logging into HighLevel. Right now I'm on the agency dashboard. So this is before we've clicked on that drop down. And I'm going to go to settings and click on this Mailgun button. So this is where we're going to put in our Mailgun keys. So the first thing that we're going to need to do is create a Mailgun account. I'm going to click Get Started. I'm going to go ahead and put in my details, and then you are going to put in your credit card details. However, this is a pay-as-you-go plan. You also get 5,000 free emails on them for the first 3 months. So you won't be charged anything today, and Mailgun is based on your usage in terms of what you're billed. They're also really aggressive in terms of their pricing. This isn't going to be based on contacts like some programs. It's based on how many emails you're actually sending out every month. So go ahead and fill in those details. You are going to need to verify that email. You'll get an email right away. Go ahead and click on it to activate the account, and then you will be inside of your Mailgun account. So I'm going to go ahead, plug in my details, and we will go ahead and log in as soon as that is done. All right, once we are inside our Mailgun account, after we have clicked on that verification email they sent and potentially had to add our cell phone and also verify through phone, we will then be on our Mailgun dashboard. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go over to sending. This is where we will be adding our domain. So I'm inside of a GoDaddy account. That is what we are going to be utilizing for this Mailgun domain, which again is only going to be used for delivering the emails. No one's going to be seeing this domain. It does not have to be your from email address on your emails. So don't necessarily worry about what this is exactly going to be. And then we're going to be going to that domain. We're going to scroll down. We're going to go to Manage DNS. So we will be adding DNS records, so I wanted to go ahead and get that pulled up. I'm going to go back over here and add a new domain. The domain is going to be MG, which just stands for Mailgun, because this is going to be a subdomain. That's what they prefer. It improves the deliverability. And then that domain that we have. So you want to make sure that if it's a www that you use www, and if it's not, you don't. So I'm just going to confirm that that is correct. I'm in the US, click Add Domain. And now it's going to give me this list of domain records that I need to add for sending, receiving, and tracking. So I'm going to go through and add these. So the important thing to know is that the host name by default inside of your domain account, this is already my host name. classiccuts-barbershop.com is the host name. So I am only going to add the MG portion or whatever portion is before this domain that I'm actually using. So you'll be able to see as I go through this what I'm doing, but I just wanted to make that clear. So the first one is going to be a text record or a TXT record, and this is the value we're going to enter. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click copy, go over here, and I'm going to click Add. I'm going to choose TXT as the type of record. I'm going to paste that value right in there. And now MG is all that I am going to add. So I've done that first one. Now I've got my second one. I'm going to copy that code. It's another TXT record. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Add. Scroll down to TXT. Paste the value. Now when I come back over here, again, I'm going to add what's before the actual domain name. In that name field, I'm going to make sure there are no spaces there and hit Add Record. So we've already completed that first section. Now we've got our MX records. So the only difference here is that it will ask us for a priority. They're both going to be 10. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this. I'm going to hit Add. I go to MX record. I know my priority is 10. I'm going to paste the value. And MG is all that I will add on this as well. I'm going to do the same thing, but it's a slightly different value. Add TXT, or no, MX, priority 10, paste that value, MG, add record. One final, it's a CNAME, mailgun.org, and I'm going to add email.mg. So we're going to go ahead and add that, CNAME, paste my value, email.mg, add record. So I've now added those records. What I need to do now is try and verify my DNS. So I can see that these have been updated and added already. It could be that this is just going to take a little bit more time. So we can try and verify that again. And there we go. It was added just like that. So it does give you the notification that this could take 24 to 72 hours for these updates to propagate. But as you just saw, we were able to do that really quickly and really easily. So now I am going to be able to go over to my dashboard and scroll down until I see API keys on the right-hand side. So I've got my API keys pulled up, and I've got my high-level account back where we started, agency dashboard, under settings, Mailgun tab. I'm going to click edit. So it's asking me for my API key. So I'm just going to grab this, paste that in, and now my domain autofilled, so I know it's connected, and I hit save. So if I go over to SMTP service, I can click on this as default provider. I can see that Mailgun, and I can see my email right there. And then now when I hop back over here, I can see my API and my domain. I can click on this edit and paste it one more time just for this sub account and hit save. Now I'm going to navigate to the sub account by clicking on that drop down. I'm going to go to settings. I'm going to go to SMTP and Mailgun services. I'm going to click that as default provider. And then we have the option to add a forwarding address and a toggle that says forward to assigned user. So if we want to forward this to an assigned user, that would mean that if someone responds to one of your high-level emails, that whoever the user is associated with that lead, it's going to forward to the email that they have on file on their team management profile settings. Or if you would prefer to get all of the email responses, you can do a forwarding address. If you do BCC emails, whatever you put here, you will be copied on every single email that goes out. I do not recommend that. These are optional. They're all going to show up in conversations regardless, but if you would like to actually receive those emails, that's how you're going to do it. So we'll just hit save. Then we're going to go into conversations and we're just going to do a little test. So I am going to go to recent. Let's see if we got the contact info in there. I'm going to click over to email, say test, send. And this email has been sent. So if it was not sent, we would see a red error. We would see a little circle that would allow us to click on it to refresh and try and send again. We might even see that little red icon that we can hover over and it'll tell us why it did not send, but it did. It looks good. Our Mailgun is set up. We are good to go. And now you can start sending emails through your high level account.